Alright everyone, let's talk about a man in a wig. This is on BBC News. Tory Deputy Chair Rachel Maclean accused of transphobic remarks by James Pearson. Okay, the Conservative Party Deputy Chair for Women has been accused of making transphobic remarks about one of her general election rivals. MP Rachel Maclean shared a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, that described transgender woman Melissa Poulton as a man who wears a wig and calls himself a proud lesbian. In sharing it, Mrs Maclean also added a comment of her own, backing the writer. Bromsgrove Green Party candidate Miss Poulton described it as gaslighting. In sharing the post, Mrs Maclean commented, "While the Greens don't know what a woman is, my Worcestershire neighbours, the people of Bromsgrove, certainly do." Her comments have so far been viewed more than 20,000 times. Mrs Maclean's comments were described by Miss Poulton as childish games from a government party who's going to be out of office. So far all she's done is share a post on Twitter, and the post said that Melissa is a man who wears a wig and calls himself a proud lesbian. Then she added to it, commenting, "While the Greens don't know what a woman is, my Worcestershire neighbours, the people of Bromsgrove, certainly do." I would personally like to say everyone knows what a woman is. I love that this is being called transphobic. Amazing. "I'm here for representation as a queer woman, as a woman with transgender experience," Miss Poulton said, explaining she had been... She, BBC! You're calling him a she? Oh my goodness. Explaining that she had been born a biological man before beginning her transition last year. How can a man be a she or her? What does having fake tits put on do to make you a woman? Absolutely nothing. It doesn't do anything. Do you know why? Because men can't be women. It ain't up to me, it's up to Mother Nature. I'm sure the people of Redditch will see that they're attacking someone for who they are, she said. She. No, I think the people of Redditch see a man in a wig acting up and being a big drama queen. We'll see what happens at the ballot box. Oh yeah, because Melissa is running for Green Party. Surprise, surprise, Melissa Poulton is Equality and Diversity Committee member for the Green Party of England and Wales. Of course he is. Of course a man in a wig is the Equality and Diversity Commission worker for the Green Party. Of course he is. The online criticism of Miss Poulton centred on a video during which she gave her support to the 50-50 Parliament campaign, an initiative that aims to increase female representation at the House of Commons. So what's going to happen here? Is he part of the female representation? Fucking man in a wig gets to be a woman. That's not what being a woman is. I'm not a woman if I put a wig on. I'm a woman because my biology is female. Absolute idiots. It's gaslighting. I love how the gaslighters love to gaslight us. In the video, she said, "It's really annoying me that this article keeps pretending this man is a woman. We know we're not talking about a woman." She said, "Representation matters and shapes policy. I encourage the most amazing, brilliant women to stand for politics." Oh, of course you do, because what you're talking about is men in wigs. But since announcing her own candidacy for Bromsgrove last week, Miss Poulton said she had received a lot of abuse online. I would beg to differ, because what you define as abuse is actually the truth. If you cannot handle being called a man in a wig, you can't handle being a woman. Because do you know what? Women, especially women who know what a woman is, get called way worse things than that every day. Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, it is a transphobic comment, she said. She! BBC, shame on you. Absolute shame on you, man. It's dog whistling of the finest. It's gaslighting. It does have an impact on people. Do you know what a dog whistle is? I don't think telling a man that he's a man is a dog whistle. I don't think saying, hey, look, that's a man in a wig, when it is a man in a wig, is gaslighting. But then again, we are living in a culture where the gaslighters love to gaslight, and we're supposed to just accept it and go along with it, right? Otherwise you're transphobic. Green Party co-leader Carla Denyer, I wonder if that's a woman or not. Can't tell these days, right? Nobody knows who's a woman and who's not because we don't know what a woman is. Hey, if we don't know what a woman is, how does that man know he's a woman? Just a thought. Green Party co-leader Carla Denyer said it was a deeply offensive intervention from an elected MP who should be representing everybody in the community, not making these nasty, snide, divisive comments. Well, do you know what? If you are representing everybody in the community, it's your duty to tell the truth, and everybody in the community is looking at that man in a wig thinking that's a man in a wig. I hate the way these weirdos try and portray saying the truth, believing our own eyes, speaking our mind, and saying that's a bloke in a wig. They try and say that that is snide and nasty and, oh, you're just a horrible person. You just have no compassion. I'm over here trying to be nice and you can't. You're incapable of kindness. No, I'm just not going to lie. Mrs McLean, who was elected as MP for Redditch in 2017, served as Minister for Safeguarding in the Home Office between 2021 and 2022. So she knows a thing or two about safeguarding, right? In November, she became a deputy chair of the Conservative Party with responsibility for safeguarding and women. So she knows what a woman is, she knows about safeguarding, and she knows a big fat red flag in a wig when she sees it. West Mercia Police said the original post on X had been reported, but the force was not treating it as a crime. Thank goodness they're not wasting our taxpayer money on this shit. Just this one time. Do you like birds? Have you ever seen a famous bird? What about a famous artist bird? You probably have only ever seen one on the YouTubes. It's very unlikely that you've seen one in the wild before. Birds are mysterious creatures and they must be protected at all costs. Buy a calendar today and you will be protecting the famous artist Birdie Rose from extinction. She's a rare bird. Sometimes she's seen out in the wild parts of Essex. She's got all sorts of things wrong with her. Look at that face. She needs tea, lots and lots of tea. One single calendar will supply 1 hour's worth of tea for this rare bird. Go on. If you want to be on the right side of history, do something nice for the planet. Rescue a bird. The famous artist, BirdieRose.com. The famous artist, BirdieRose.com. Vile and hateful, this article is so dramatic. In a statement to the BBC, Mrs McLean said, everyone in the UK should be free to live their lives and fulfil their potential regardless of their sex, sexual orientation or gender identity, and to have the confidence and the freedom to be themselves. I really feel uncomfortable when people feel compelled, like they have to make this sort of caveat and they have to say, look, I believe people have freedom of speech. I believe people can dress however they want and they can live their life. You shouldn't have to make that sort of caveat after just simply saying, that's a man in a wig. That's a man in a wig isn't saying that you don't want people to do what they want or whatever this is. I mean, what even is gender identity? It's nothing. Nobody can tell you what it is. They tell you it's a feeling. It's an innate feeling that you're born with. It's your soul. Well, what are you going to do about people's souls? You can't do anything about that. But Joe Baker, Labour group leader at Redditch Borough Council, said he believed the recent post and share on X were absolutely vile and hateful, and Mrs McLean now needed to question her position. People who hold positions of authority should be looking after those they are in a position to serve, he said. What, like everybody? Everybody knows what a woman is. Everybody can see that this is a man in a really, really cheap wig. I understand that the situation is sensitive and I believe everyone has a right to their opinion. But when that opinion promotes hate and harm, then this needs to be challenged. What's hateful about saying that's a man in a wig? What's harmful about saying, listen mate, you're just a bloke in a wig? Honestly, I don't know how we've got to the point where we're coddling perverts on parade, basically. Listen to this guy, it's hilarious. And I want you to watch him because I'm deaf, so usually I have to Bluetooth my hearing aid up to my devices, right? So I don't always watch things in sound. I initially watch it without the sound. So watch it without the sound and have a look because I have a sneaking suspicion he's enjoying this.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it is a transphobic comment. It's dog whistling. At the finest, you know, it's gaslighting, it's everything. By attacking a minority group, it's just, yeah, you know, it's a shame.
Look at that wig. It was bad advice to put the phone or device down like that and look down on it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm an expert on camera angles, I'm just figuring it out as I go along. I'm just saying that's bad advice to be looking down like that when you've got chins. Look at his duper's delight. Look at that smile on him. He's trying his hardest not to smile. He's doing this. He's enjoying himself. He thinks it's funny. He's having a laugh. He's taking the piss out of us. Look at that face. He's taking the piss. He's having a laugh. He thinks it's hilarious. He gets to be this Green Party Equality Diversity Commissioner and everybody has to pretend he's a woman. And it's hilarious to him. He's taking the mick out of ya. I'm not going to be fooled. I'm not going to be made an idiot out of. Don't let these weirdos take the piss out of ya. And you know what? Avoid the Green Party like the plague, yeah? Because otherwise you've got to pretend that's a woman. Disgraceful, innit? It's honestly, anyone who's pretending that man is a woman is a coward. And you need to sort yourself out because he's taking the piss out of you. It's embarrassing. Get a grip. It's okay to tell the truth. If you're too scared to tell the truth now, while the stakes are still relatively low, then we can't rely on you when the stakes get higher. See you later.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it is a transphobic comment. It's dog whistling. At the finest, you know, it's gaslighting, it's everything. By attacking a minority group, it's just, yeah, you know, it's a shame.